Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey Tisippers, this story has been circulating for 2 days and it is getting louder by the hour. Even though neither of the two people at the center of it has said a single word publicly, we are talking about Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. And the receipts this time did not come from a blog, a gossip account, or a shady blind item. They came from the United States government. Let's get into it.
Vlad yesterday opened up a can of worms on the timeline when he made assertions that Nicki Minaj is no longer with her husband, Kenneth Petty, and supposedly he had gotten a woman pregnant on the side, and that had caused Nicki to kick him out the crib, and he had to go and live somewhere else.
On April 27th, 2026, DJ Vlad posted a screenshot on X that made the internet stop scrolling. The screenshot was from the New York State Sex Offender Registry, the same government-maintained database that Petty is legally required to keep current at all times. And according to that database, Kenneth Petty is no longer listed at Nicki Minaj's $20 million Hidden Hills mansion in California. His current registered address is an 800-square-foot home in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Vlad posted, "It looks like Nicki Minaj dumped her husband, Kenneth Petty. According to the Sex Offender Registry, he's now living in a tiny 800-square-foot house in Jamaica, Queens, instead of the $20 million Hidden Hills mansion Nicki owns. The rumor is that he got another girl pregnant, but that's not confirmed. Is this the greatest bag fumble of all time?" He then deleted the post, but the screenshot was already everywhere.
So Vlad reports Nicki Minaj allegedly splits from Kenneth Petty. He returns to Queens and unconfirmed pregnancy rumors with another woman. This is what Vlad tweeted. Says, "It looks like Nicki Minaj dumped her husband, Kenneth Petty. According to the sexual registry, he's now living in a tiny 800-square-foot house in Jamaica, Queens, instead of the $20 million Hidden Hills mansion that Nicki Minaj owns. The rumor is that he got another girl pregnant, but that's not confirmed. Is this the greatest bag fumble of all time?"
Now, before we go further, let's establish why this registry matters more than any other evidence in this situation. Kenneth Petty is not allowed to play games with his registered address. He is a level 2 sex offender in New York State. Under New York law, registrants must report any change of address to the Division of Criminal Justice Services within 10 calendar days of moving. Failure to comply is a Class E felony for a first offense, a Class D felony for a second. When Petty and Nicki moved to California after their 2019 marriage, he was pulled over in Beverly Hills in November 2019, and it was discovered he had not registered in California at all. That resulted in a federal conviction. In July 2022, he was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 1 year of house arrest, and a $55,000 fine.
Nicki Minaj's husband pleaded guilty to failing to register as a sex offender. Kenneth Petty was convicted of attempted rape of a 16-year-old girl in 1995. He served 4.5 years in prison and must register as a sex offender wherever he moves. The 43-year-old entered his guilty plea on Thursday. He faces between probation and up to 10 years in prison when sentenced January 24th. Jeff Petroulis for CBSN Los Angeles.
He cannot afford to lie about where he is living. He knows better than anyone what happens when the address on that registry does not match reality. So when that registry shows Jamaica, Queens, that means Kenneth Petty told the government he lives in Jamaica, Queens.
He's a sex offender, so his new address isn't at that $20 million mansion no more. It's at a broke-down crib in Queens, New York.
Now let's talk about what the couple's history looks like, because the timeline here matters. Nicki and Kenneth grew up together in Queens. She has described him as her first love, the person who knew her before the fame. They quietly got married in October 2019. And their son, Papa Bear, was born in September 2020.
Oh, you know what? That was my first love, babe, and you need to stop. So that was a couple years into the relationship. That's why I was clarifying it And I forgot. I think so. I guess I was like 17, 18 because I do think that I was on my last year at school, and when you saw me at the bus stop sweating me. But then our lives just took completely different turns. I was like, we got into it too. And then, ciao. But anyway, he did some stuff that he shouldn't have did.
For years, Nicki went to war for this man. She defended him publicly on social media, on her podcast, and in interviews, framing his 1995 conviction as something that happened when they were teenagers, insisting he was a changed man, and dismissing his victim, Jennifer, at every turn. In 2021, Jennifer sued both Petty and Minaj, alleging that after going public with her assault claims, she was intimidated, harassed, threatened, and had $20,000 put on her lap by one of their associates to stay quiet.
Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty, are both being sued by his sexual assault victim, who claims he and the super bass rapper tried to harass and intimidate her into recanting her claims. The woman, who publicly identified herself as Jennifer Huff, filed a civil complaint in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York this past Friday. In a legal document, which was obtained by Access Hollywood, Huff accused Petty of negligent infliction of emotional distress, assault and battery, and sexual assault. She also accused Minaj of aiding and abetting, and both parties of harassment and witness intimidation, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Huff claims that Petty raped her at knife point in 1994, when she was just 16. She says she was able to escape and immediately reported the rape. She did not have to testify in the criminal proceedings because Petty took a plea deal.
Minaj called Jennifer a liar and rallied her fan base against her. Minaj was eventually dismissed from the lawsuit in 2022, but the civil case against Petty from Jennifer is still active. Nicki put her entire reputation, her relationships with other artists, and her public standing on the line for this man. Every time the internet raised a concern, she doubled down. And then there were the earlier split rumors. In July 2025, fans noticed Nicki had unfollowed Petty on Instagram and removed photos of him from her page. The breakup speculation was immediate, but Nicki posted family content shortly after and the rumors died down. In June 2024, similar rumors circulated and were similarly dismissed.
A word around the curb is Nicki Minaj is throwing her husband out because he's been cheating. He's been cheating allegedly. Now, I'm not in these people's eyes. I don't know how true this is. But they said that Nicki Minaj's husband been cheating while he was away, while she was away on tour. He was cheating, having, paying and other stuff like that. And they also said that he's been cheating here and there. He's been on his safari, okay?
The difference this time is the registry. Those previous rumors were based on Instagram activity, things that can be staged, reversed, or explained away. You cannot explain away a government database. You cannot reverse a registered address change. That is the difference between every previous rumor and what is sitting in front of us right now.
Apparently, Nicki Minaj has broke up with her husband, Kenneth Petty, because he cheated on her and had a baby on her. And word around town is Nicki Minaj got him when he was with a woman already. He was already in a relationship when she started fucking with him.
Now let's talk about the unconfirmed allegations floating around because there are two of them. The first is the pregnancy rumor that Petty allegedly got another woman pregnant, and that is what caused the split. Vlad floated it, then deleted it. The gossip blog Crazy Days and Nights had posted a blind item in late March 2026 hinting at Nicki Minaj's husband being involved with another woman, and fans connected the dots to Petty after the registry screenshot dropped. That is still unconfirmed. No source has gone on record. No name has been attached. It is a rumor. The second allegation circulating is that Petty was allegedly running up Nicki's American Express Black Card, unauthorized high-end purchases, and cash withdrawals that Nicki's financial team allegedly flagged. That claim is also unconfirmed and comes from anonymous sources on social media blogs with no documentation attached.
Now, mind you, 2 weeks ago, Cardi said somebody was charging up your Amex card. Turns out she was right. Now, let me take y'all back about 2 weeks ago when the girls was tussling and Cardi B had made mention to Nicki Minaj's Amex card. Cardi B said in her exchange with Nicki Minaj on the internet, quiet as kept, the truth is you've been diagnosed, allegedly, with schizophrenia, allegedly, and bipolar disorder, allegedly, for almost 9 years, and you're heavy on that and the other list of pharmaceuticals. She goes on to say that you don't listen to nobody around you, and the only person that have power is Kenneth Petty, but you know what happens with that Amex when you're sedated.
What is confirmed is the address on the registry. What is confirmed is that Nicki Minaj has not posted a single thing addressing this situation in 2 days. And that silence is louder than anything she could say, because this is a woman who does not stay quiet when rumors about her are false. She has taken down blogs, gone live at 3 a.m, written paragraphs on Twitter, and dispatched her legal team over far smaller allegations. The Megan Thee Stallion situation alone produced years of content, and right now, about something this significant, involving the man she has defended for the better part of a decade, different year, different situation, same Nicki that usually can't keep quiet. So the silence itself is a statement, even if it is not a confirmation.
This divorce might be for real. Nicki Minaj recently took to her Twitter to show love to her fans following news that she might be breaking up with her husband. Although Kenneth Petty's address on his registry has been updated to a home in Queens, headline circulating that he possibly got a woman pregnant. If there was a fake headline, or if there was something slanderous against Nicki's husband, she might post a photo of them together, might post a status saying how she loves her hubby so much. But instead of her showing love to her husband or seemingly defending him, he actually hopped online to show love to her fans, amid a lot of them saying that they were happy that this split might be happening.
Also worth noting, and this is a detail that got buried in the news cycle this week, Nicki Minaj was reportedly invited to the White House Correspondents' Dinner on April 25th and was running late when the shooting broke out outside the ballroom. She reportedly narrowly missed being inside when Cole Allen rushed the security checkpoint. She later posted on social media with a U.S. flag emoji and a praying hands emoji and said nothing else. Do you think Nicki Minaj's silence confirms the split? Or do you think there is a reasonable explanation for the registry change that people are overlooking? Share your thoughts down below, and thanks for watching.
Want the latest news in the streets? Join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.